Whenever you're.
Thank you, Harley.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, we're live.
Ready to go?
Yep.
Okay, it is 6:31, and I will welcome everybody. I will stand, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before I go to roll call, welcome everybody to the Painesville Township Zoning Commission meeting, February 14th, 2022. Roll call, please.
Okay, Amy,
Here.
John,
Here.
Daryl,
Here.
and Chairman. Oh,
John.
sorry, John.
Also here.
And I'm here. Okay, for general commentary, questions, or inquiries from the public. Anybody in the public wants to talk about anything that's not on the agenda? Okay, hearing none, we'll go to, Rachel, did we hear anything, get any inquiries from the public since the last meeting?
No, I have not.
No, I have not, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
I apologize.
Then I will call the regular meeting to order. We had minutes of our January 19th meeting sent to us. It was, we had one amendment to that, one revision to that, the minutes that was sent out. Rachel sent out an amended minutes. So anybody had, after reading that, is there any other changes to the minutes of the January 19th meeting? Hearing no changes, entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
I'll second.
Been made by Daryl, seconded by Amy. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Okay, Daryl,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
I guess there's two Johns now, so we'll have to do that. Okay, and then, John
Yes.
and Chairman.
Yes. Okay, we have a public hearing. We have three public hearings tonight. First one is case 2022-002 ZC, 485 Riverside Drive. Application is to rezone 2.79 acres of property along 485 Riverside Drive from R1 Single Family Residential to Community Service. Anyone in the audience who is for the project? Anybody in the audience who is against the project? Okay, hearing none. Staff report, please.
Mr. Chairman, the Riverside School District purchased this property that has a single-family residence. It was previously used as a home for, I believe, orphan children. So there is sort of an office apartment that was used for the overseeing, I'm not sure what that equivalent would be called, the person in charge of caretaking for these children. So the home itself sort of lends itself to an office space, and the Riverside School District, it being right next to the campus, saw fit to purchase the property and make it part of their campus. But in order to utilize that property for their purposes, they need to rezone it from R1 residential to CS community service.
If I recall, Harley, was it last year that we rezoned the property around Riverside High School to CS Community Service also?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. So it's just basically what it is, just kind of consolidating all that property that the campus is on to community service,
Yeah, they didn't own this piece at that time.
but now they do.
Now they do.
Okay. Any questions of the staff for this rezoning request? Hearing none, we can entertain a motion to either continue the public hearing or close the public hearing. If we close the public hearing, we have 30 days to make a decision for recommendation to the trustees.
I'll move to close the public hearing.
I got a motion on the table to close the public hearing of 20-022-002, 485 Riverside Drive. Do I hear a second?
A second.
Okay, I have a motion made by Darrell and a second by John to close the public hearing. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Amy,
Yes.
Daryl,
Yes.
John Hott,
Yes.
John Everett,
Yes.
and Chairman.
Yes. Okay, public hearing number 2. Case 20-02-2003, ZC, 120 Fairport Nursery Road. Application for a zoning amendment to rezone 12.27 acres land located at 120 Fairport Nursery. Is created by acre parcel created by splitting and combining 3 parent parcels to B2 General Retail. Current zoning are the 3 parcels is I2, Industrial 2, Industrial 2, and Residential 4. So anybody in the audience who is for the rezoning at 120 Fairport Nursery Road? Please state your name and your address, please.
My name is David Novak from Barrington Consulting Group. The address is 9114 Tyler Boulevard, Mentor, Ohio.
Thank you.
First of all, happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Hopefully you've enjoyed your day so far. Actually, this case and the following case are related. I understand you're probably going to vote on them separately, but as you mentioned, there's a total of 21 acres, 12 that is currently R4, I'm sorry, there's a piece that's R4 in industrial or I2, and we're proposing to split the front 12.27 acres and rezone that to a B2.
Okay.
And then the remaining portion of the 2 parcels, 11B 3708 and 11B 03707, the center section we want to have remain as the industrial 2. And then, like I said, the next case that you're going to hear is the last 1.6 acres and having that rezoned to R3. And again, this request came to my client from the trustees. They asked us to rezone this property, especially the portion up front, the B2. So again, if you have any questions, I'm here. I also have Michelle Odell from my client's office if we need anything, if anybody has any other questions.
Anybody on the commission have any questions for Mr. Novak? David,
Yes.
I know it's going to be a general retail. I know right now we don't have to worry about, we don't have to tell us exactly what they're proposing until we see a site plan. Just to make you aware that when you do come to us for a site plan, you know, if this parcel does get rezoned, access to this property is probably going to have to be much better at Fairport Nursery than along Blaze Nemeth.
Mhm.
So just make you aware of that.
Yes, again, we'll work with the county
Yeah.
engineer's office and the township.
And the reason why, because of the curvature of Blaze Nemeth at that location, it makes it, Fairport Nursery probably makes it much easier to access the property, much safer than what it is there. Just thought I'd make you aware of that, is what I mean. That's all I have for you.
Okay, like I said, when we get to that point, we will surely submit a full
Yep.
site plan to you guys for review, and we'll work those details
Yep.
out with
They're just details, I just wanted to make you aware
Yep.
that I think that's where I'm at right now. I mean,
Okay.
thinking of that. All right? Any other questions of Mr. Novak from anybody? Hearing none? Oh, excuse me, got a,
The B2 rezoning with all of I'm sorry, the rear portion that's going,
excuse me, sir, could you come up and state your name and everything? Steve?
my name's Ken Frank,
Address, please?
105, used 140 Fairport Nursery Road.
Fairport Nursery, sir?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Go ahead, sir.
The rear portion they're indicating is going to remain residential, R4, I believe.
That's what they're proposing, yes.
Will all of the traffic then be routed to the rear, or is it going to be routed through the B1 section?
We do not have a site plan in front of us, so I can't answer that question to you. I want Mr. Novak can maybe answer that question, at least attempt that. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay.
Again, I think you're misunderstanding, and maybe if you
Probably.
see this map, okay? So currently, permanent parcel number 11B0378 and 11B3707. Both of those parcels currently are zoned I2, or industrial. So you probably live up here
Where's
somewhere.
Fairport Nursery Road?
Right here.
Right here, no, I'm right here.
Okay, so you're just north of us. You're this,
Probably west, but yes, this would be.
I'm sorry, yep. And so this currently is zoned I2.
Correct.
What we're proposing is to take the front portion
All right,
of the I2 and change and combine it with this piece, which is now R4 residential, and make this entire piece
B1,
B2.
B2, okay.
The remaining portion, this back here, our proposal is to leave this as I2, industrial
Okay.
2, and we would like to rezone this back piece, this 1.6 acres, to R3. But again, that's the next case, that's not this case.
And excuse my ignorance, but what is R3 zoning?
Duplex dwellings.
Duplex dwelling.
Which is
Mhm,
what's
to-
on-
To match the remainder of Greenside.
As an abutting property, I see no complications with any of that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the question, answer. Thank you.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
See, the Lake County Planning Commission has recommended, does not recommend a change on the R4 and the I2 to B2 because of sewage. Is that the only reason, or did you have any input on that?
No, so I don't have any input on the Planning Commission's recommendation. But what was mentioned to me when I spoke to Dave Radacci was that there was a concern that it wasn't mentioned in the comprehensive plan to do so. And at that time, I informed Dave that this was a trustee-initiated change. So while not necessarily part of the comprehensive plan, it was a township desire, which they were unable to take into consideration at the time of their discussion. I know that Dave had mentioned the sanitary, but I believe that was in regards to the parcel split and not necessarily the zoning itself, in regards to access, which you're more than welcome to speak more on. Ultimately, we're not regulating it. It was just something mentioned to the property owner that maybe they might want to do a flag lot.
Right, well, as far as the sanitary, there is sanitary sewer with capacity on Greenside Drive. So we have reached out to the Lake County Utilities Department, and they understand that, and we can service this property
Without the
from
main-
Greenside.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Did that answer your question, John?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions from any of the commission members concerning this case? 03. Hearing none. Entertain a motion for either closing the public hearing or continuing the public hearing at the next meeting.
And we're waiting for a site plan on that too before,
A site plan would be something that's down the road based upon if this property was to be rezoned, John. If this property is rezoned, if we recommend rezoning to the trustees approve the rezoning, then they'd have to come back to us for a site plan approval.
Okay.
And that's where that would
Yeah.
come in. And the reason why I brought that up to Mr. Novak was just because of the fact is that, at least let them be aware that probably access is gonna be probably be off of Fairport Nursery, depending upon what they wanna put in there. There's a lot of different uses for B2, and it'll be up to them to decide what is best for them if this property is rezoned a B2. So, with that, hope I answered the question. Again, we have a choice to make today. If there's no other questions concerning this case, only this case, I'll entertain a motion for either continuing the case to the next meeting or close the case, close the public hearing, and we have 30 days to render that decision whether to recommend to the trustees or not recommend to the trustees.
I'll make a motion to close.
Okay, Amy made a motion, motion on the table to close the public hearing.
second.
Amy made the motion, John seconded to close it. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Okay, John Hott,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Daryl,
Yes.
John Everett.
Yes.
Am I saying your last name correctly?
You are.
Okay, thank you. Chairman.
Yes. Okay. Next on the agenda today is a public hearing for case 20022-004ZC. Rezone to, request to rezone 0 Greenside, a 1.58 acre parcel created by splitting and combining two parent parcels to R3 duplex dwelling. Current zoning of the two parcels is I2 and I2. Is there anybody in the audience who is for this rezoning?
Good evening again. My name is Dave Novak from Barrington Consulting Group, 9114 Tyler Boulevard, Metro, Ohio. Sorry, that's the way I've been taught. Again, this is just a continuation of what we talked about earlier. It's the northern portion of parcel 11B 037-8 and 11B 037-7. Again, that property there along Greenside Drive is currently zoned I2, and we want to rezone that to R3 just as a continuation of the duplexes that are on Greenside Drive.
Okay. This property, Dave, abuts Greenside, correct?
Yes, it has legal frontage on Greenside.
Gotcha. All right, thank you. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Novak from the board on this case? Mr. Novak, I think you've answered the question. Anybody in the audience who is against this rezoning request? Okay, thank you. Harlan, staff report, please.
This was part of a project that the property owner wants to do on the frontage of Blaze Nemeth. They were approached by the trustees to rezone the front, and in this process decided that it would be a good idea to rezone the tail end that has frontage on Greenside. From staff perspective, we feel that it would be a good idea to have that property rezoned to match the rest of the zoning along Greenside Drive.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody have any questions of the staff or Mr. Novak
I have a
for this
question.
case? Go ahead, Darrell.
High-tension line that cuts across the northern corner on, let's see if I can find the permit parcel number, the western parcel. 11B 037-000-008. Is there an easement on that, and why doesn't it show there?
It actually does show on the map.
Not my
Yeah.
map.
The high-tension wires, it's right here and goes this way. It does not touch our property. This actual rear line of Greenside, this
Mhm.
right-of-way, that's where the easement starts and goes this way.
Okay. I'm just curious about it, because it's not coming up. It looks like it runs through it, the way the map's drawn. And if you got this from the county, IT department, and they took it out of a tax maps, those maps are not really well accurate. I've had fun with those over the years.
This is our property here.
Mm-hmm.
Here's where that easement is.
Yeah, but see, if you continue this line down and follow it over,
Right, but we go this way, so it does not touch us. This is the easement here.
what about here?
It's gonna go like this,
Yeah.
so it's not gonna touch us. It does not.
Oh, that's in the B2, I'm sorry. The way you got it here, it looks like it's touching into, no, that's the B2, I'm sorry.
Right, this is the B2 that we wanna rezone this piece here
Yeah.
to B2. This is gonna remain I2,
Mhm.
and the B2 is over here. This is
Yeah.
R3, I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, I was looking at that, and I see that you're not there. My mistake.
No problem. Anybody else have any questions to either staff or the owner for rezoning the property? Okay, Mr. Novak, I don't think we have any more questions for you, for now. Okay, since we have no more questions, like the summer, we have our choices are either to continue the public hearing at next meeting or to close the public hearing on this case.
Make a motion that we close.
Okay, John made I have a motion on the floor to close the public hearing of 22004. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second by Darrell. Discussion of the motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Okay, Darrell,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
John Hawk,
Yes.
John Everett,
Yes.
and Chairman.
Yes. Okay. Okay, public hearings are now, at least at this point in time, closed. We have no site plan or architectural reviews. We have two new business items. Business item number one is, hold it, let me see, I got it. Is to, item number one is 2205, proposed amendment to section 8 of zoning commission alternates. Harley, could you please?
Yes, I apologize, Mr. Chairman. I am the one that gave our secretary this verbiage, and I left out the receive case 2022-05ZC and set for public hearing for the next regularly scheduled meeting. So that's my apologies. So we realized that we had a need for a zoning commission alternate. We have had an alternate on our Board of Zoning Appeals for quite some time, and it's been a useful tool to have, especially as vacations come up, summertime. But we realized that we do not allow for an alternate within our zoning resolution. We only limit ourselves to the 5 commission members, rather. And so we are doing an amendment to allow ourselves 2 alternates, up to 2 alternates. And that's what the text amendment is in regards to. So the zoning commission will be receiving this case this evening and setting for public hearing for March 8th, or sorry,
March
rather
14th.
March 14th. I apologize.
Okay. So, okay, so,
Need a motion to put it up to public hearing?
let me see how to do it. So, what, so each of these, so I have the Board of Zoning Appeals, but I don't have any information on the Board of Zoning Commission in front of me.
There should be two cases.
I have the 2 cases, but I already have one of the draft for section 9. I don't have a draft for section 8. Oh, that's for 8?
Well, there's 2
That's the
here.
signs.
There's several.
That's fine.
Oh, I printed out signs.
You have
So
to-
no, you do not have that one, but I will make sure to put those out for you guys before the end.
Okay, so basically what we have to do though, Harley, is to set a public hearing for these, correct?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Would
We'll
you-
get that, do it after.
Okay.
Unless the board has an objection. Okay, so basically,
You don't
okay,
need a motion, do you?
I think we,
So you don't move to send it to public hearing on March 14th?
Jason.
Yeah, I would probably wait till number 10 to do that.
we have to make a motion okay. So I will entertain a motion for setting case 2205, proposed amendment to section 8 of the zoning commission alternates, and case 2206.
I moved.
I got a motion by Darrell to move both of these cases to public hearing on March 14th.
I'll second.
I have a second by Amy. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Okay, Amy,
Yes.
Daryl,
Yes.
John Everett,
Yes.
John Hott,
Yes.
and Chairman.
Yes. Okay, so these 2 cases will be held at a public hearing on our March 14th meeting. Okay, next on the agenda is the rewrite of sign section, which I might be the only one who we all have it.
I believe you all have it, Mr. Chairman, and I apologize, that was my mistake. I was printing out the cases and I attached the wrong one to
So-
the,
I guess my question to you,
amendment
Harley, is the information that is highlighted in yellow.
I would disregard entirely. I've actually done a ton of work on this section today, but that is not what you're looking at. It's clerical error on my part. I apologize. You shouldn't
Okay.
even have it.
So
It's
basically,
recycling now.
what you're asking us to do is continue this.
Yes.
And I don't think there's anybody in the commission will mind that at all, especially with with John being new. I don't know we want to really act on anything tonight. And once the staff gets a new rewrite, we've been looking at this, John, for a while, and complete rewrite of the sign section on our zoning codes. So it's kind of comprehensive, and so I think we've got to do a very prudent situation in doing that. So we're going to continue old business. We'll continue case 20ZC07. Okay, next up, addressing the disposition of any closed public hearings. We have 3 of them. Of our closer, we closed the case for Riverside Drive, the case for 120 Fairport Nursery Road, and the case for 0 Greenside. First case we did was for rezoning from R1 to community service. 485 Riverside Drive. We closed the public hearing. Any motion would be in the affirmative, would be to approve the rezoning, recommendation to approve the rezoning to the trustees. So on case 2202, what's the board's pleasure?
I'll make a motion that we approve that change.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by John, and second by Daryl to recommend to the trustees that 485 Riverside Drive be rezoned from R1 to community service. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Okay, John Hott,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Daryl,
Yes.
John Everett,
Yes.
and Chairman.
Yes. Okay, that is recommended to trustees
It just makes sense.
as we done. Okay. Next case, 2203, 120 Fairport Nursery Road, rezoning properties that are existing as I2, Industrial 2, Art 4 to B2 General Retail. We close the public hearing. What is the board's desire on this case?
I'd make a motion to approve the rezoning to the trustees.
Okay, I have a motion on the table right now to recommend to township trustees to approve the rezoning. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Daryl. Any discussion on the motion for the rezoning recommendation to the trustees? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Okay, Daryl,
Yes.
John Hott,
Yes. Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
John Everett,
Yes.
and Chairman.
Yes. Okay, that is recommendation. And the last one we closed was that case 2204, 0 Greenside. And the current zoning is I2 to rezone that property to R3 duplex dwelling. What is the board's?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion from John to approve the, recommend approval to the trustees.
Yes.
I'll second.
Second by Amy. Discussion on the motion to recommend to the trustees to rezone the property from I2 to R3. Hearing no discussion, roll call, please.
Okay, John Hott,
Yes.
Daryl,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
John Everett,
Yes.
and Chairman.
Yes. Okay. Items, we have nothing, items being held for public hearing, we already did that. Zoning inspectors report.
Mr. Chairman, we have 2 new members for our zoning commission, Mr. John Everett and Mark Ruth will be acting as alternate once we get these zoning amendments pushed through. They come to us with a wealth of knowledge based on the information provided us, both residents of Painesville Township looking to make our community a better place.
Okay, well, welcome, John. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you.
Get a little busy here, and sometimes we get a lot busy here. Okay, no, any other business to come before the commission? Hearing none, we'll adjourn the meeting at 7:06. Next meeting is Monday, March 14th, 2022. Folks, have a great evening and have the rest of your Valentine's Day.